said next month is 17th, right? 14th. Oh, I don't have it. No. Good thing I asked, because I had it as the 17th. Hey, Nan.
We got the affordable housing tomorrow, right?
Yep.
You guys are good on that side?
Guess,
Yeah? Okay.
okay, date, the deadline is November 14th.
Mm-hmm. Which is our meeting.
Yeah, okay. All right, yeah. Just,
Oh, yes, that's why you're the best.
Ready when you are? You guys good? Okay. I'd like to call this meeting of the Southbury Planning Commission to order, October 17th, 2023, room 205. If everybody can stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you, everybody. Let's see, we're on 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll seat Bob Scarlett for the moment. All right. Public hearing subdivision Willow Creek Estates, lot PDD number 19, lot 8, 9, 10, 11, currently one parcel. I'm going to recuse myself, and Nancy Clark, Vice Chair, will take over, and we're going to seat Kimberly at the same time.
Okay, open this public hearing. On Willow Creek Estates, PDD number 19.
Sometimes Mark Lancourt for the public record with Dymar, 800 Main Street South in Southbury, here in town. Where's the best place?
That's good,
Is this
as long as the public can see it, which is,
So just, again, Mark Lancourt here at Dymar, and for those who are familiar or not familiar with the project, this is one of probably the oldest PDDs, residential PDDs we've had in town. It goes all the way back to 2004, 5, and 6, when in 6 it was actually originally established construction. And that PDD, had a whole series of lots that were considered in terms of a conservation subdivision. And out of that whole process, we have these 2 roads. But the big item with this back then was that we preserved one of the older farms here in town in terms of perpetuity as far as the dedication open space. So for anybody that's been up on Georges Hill Road, North Georges Hill Road, Kettletown, you know that corner, that farm has always been a landmark here in town for people that travel through town. So back then, we started construction in 2006, built the roads, and as many might recall, that period of time came close to 2008. We actually got the roads done, but 2008 hit, and what happened? The market tanked. And unfortunately, that hurt everybody, and it took a long time before the market to come back where my client could actually, start to develop this great subdivision, which is made up of 2 private roads. 8, 9, 10, and 11, the only reason those were not subdivided at that time, even though the PDD itself had an inclusive in the PDD itself, is because there were some, it was a timing issue as well as some additional testing that the health department wanted. So we in view of the time constraints, we ended up just combining the lots 8, 9, 10, 11, looking at, we'll come back in the future and do a re-subdivision. So that's why we're here. We're actually doing a re-subdivision. So this is the original location, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And then today, we're back basically with the same concept that was developed back in 2004, 5, and 6. And we're coming back to re-subdivide it, and that's the reason why we're having a public hearing. Currently, we've been before Wetlands, and Wetlands approved it at their last meeting. We have been in communications with the fire marshal in terms of fire tanks. When this PDD was originally approved and the general plans went to detailed plans, there was already an allocation of a few tanks that need to be put in place. We're ready to put one of them in, and fire marshal is looking probably to relocate the one that we were gonna put in, so good thing we did not put it in, but we are ready, the client is ready to do that. So we're working with the fire marshal for him to decide on where he wants these, at least the first tank itself. Health department, that's another story. So with the health department, this application went to the health department well over a month ago, more than that, for review. And there was some miscommunication with their office and the check. The client paid the check for the review, and as of last week, I got a call, there wasn't enough money. Well, unfortunately, somebody doesn't know how to read a check. And thankfully, my client sent over a copy of the check, we forwarded it over, and the health department made a mistake. So what happened was Joe was in the process of reviewing it, he stopped his review, and then we got it all settled up, sent them the copy of the checks, and then he could continue his review, in which I got his first set of comments last night at 4:30. So we've responded to those, resubmitted those today in response to it. I'm not concerned about this with the health department, because everything that we've done, we wouldn't be here to re-subdivide it unless we knew we get health approval. It's just a matter of Joe needs to revisit what we sent in response to his original comments, but obviously, you're not gonna have those tonight. So I think it's a pretty simple, straightforward subdivision. This has all been part of the whole plan originally, and we're just back here revisiting things, and I look forward to answering any questions that you might have.
So we're still waiting for Health Department and
Just health.
also response to that you got at 4:30 today.
Excuse me?
Response to the concerns that were received in the planning department
I have
at
not seen them.
4:30 today?
She's referring to the comments that you received at 4:30 from the health department.
Oh,
I
from
believe.
health department. That was, and he gave it to us, quite frankly, over the phone verbally.
So we don't really have it.
So Joe's, I don't know if anybody knows, but the health department is understaffed and overworked. So he has a tendency to call us when it is, so that's what we did. And we've addressed it. I've sent them an email today, seeing if we can sit down with him, but I don't have those comments back. And I understand that if the commission wants to continue this, just to wait for those, we purely understand, and hopefully we'll get it resolved between now and the next meeting.
And also the fire marshal.
Well, the fire marshal I've reached out to him, and Tim, I've asked him to meet with me or whatever, but it's always been on the prior approvals through when the zoning, the detailed plans were done back then, there was already an allocation. It's a question now, where does he want to put it? So it's not like this has to be a condition. No, there was already a number of tanks that had to be put in the subdivision. Now, he just wants to move, and I'm glad we caught it now. So that's kind of an administrative thing that I got to deal with him now, and we'll do that. And hopefully between now and probably the next meeting, I'll have some sort of resolution.
To provide some clarity to that, Mr. Baldwin, our fire marshal, is corresponding with the Department of Public Works the fire chief, all to kind of reach a resolution as far as the location of the fire tanks, including fire or emergency access to the actual PDD, because they have a gate. So they're working out the details about how fire apparatuses and emergency response vehicles are going to get access in the event that the gate is closed. So all these conversations are very productive, but they're kind of happening right now and kind of just got started, I think, a week ago. This ball got rolling with respect to this.
Any questions? Anyone have questions?
I think this is more of a question for Jordan. The design data soil testing report, that's kind of wrapped up in the health department?
Precisely.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else have any questions?
Is there anything else the health department is looking at, other than the
No,
soil?
No. I will tell you, through the site testing on the site, this has been like a Swiss cheese on this site. We've got so much soil data, it's mind-boggling. You just don't wonder how you get through it all, but we've been there.
So this is changing from an HOA to individual lots, right?
No, so there is a homeowners association already. It's a
Okay.
private development. So therefore, they have their own HOA that goes with the homeowners in terms of maintenance and protection of the roads, and they pay already in a fee. And then any of the drainage facilities that have to be maintained, that's all included in the HOA documents. So that's already been recorded, it's on file.
Okay, I don't know why I thought it was moving from an HOA, but thank you very much for letting me know.
No, you're welcome. Yes.
I don't
yes.
believe there's any public comment. Should have asked for that first, but I don't think so. No public here. Okay, anything else?
There is no change basically from the one that was proposed or approved years ago to this one now. The only difference being 2000 and the COVID and all of that hit and,
Yeah.
okay, I just wanted to clear.
Lot configuration.
Same exact configuration.
Oh, I thought
It
that
is
had
the
changed.
same exact configuration
Yeah.
that was approved by the PDD and it's on the detailed plans.
Okay. Anything else?
Can I just ask a general question, not
Sure.
only about this? Is there a limitation on how long a property, once it's been approved, can be developed? Like, if a property goes for 10 years and it hasn't been developed,
5 years.
5 years? Thank you. I was just,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
So, I mean, it's a good question, and it's often asked. So the way nothing denies an owner on a piece of property to develop their property at any point in time. The things that come down to is what we call its terms of the legislative process. Legislative process means that, like you got a subdivision, you got so many years that you either got 90 days to file the map, do the improvements, or whatever, and you have so many of the extensions that you can get. But if an extension of all that lapses, guess what? You're coming back starting all over again with that approval process. And if we had it originally, it was part of the original approval, that if we came back during the period with all the extensions, we wouldn't be here for a reset, it would have been an administrative process. But since that time lapsed, we're here formally on a legislative role.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I have one
comments?
question regarding the HOA documentation. You stated that there's a maintenance agreement with all the roadways. This is a common driveway. Is that included?
Yes,
Okay.
including the water quality basin.
Yes, which needs to, that maintenance
The
agreement.
water quality basin here, that's also included into
Correct.
the response. And to your point, George, most homeowners that come here, first and foremost, they don't want to be bothered, they want to just live on their lot. So it's very important that all those maintenance items are included as part of the HOA, so everybody shares in them, because everybody is sharing the use,
Correct.
so.
And the maintenance agreement for the bioretention
Retention,
basement
right.
still needs to get sent to wetlands for
Wetlands and
overall
then, yeah.
approval, but that'll be a
I
simple.
am going to look into that, and I haven't, it's been a long time since I've looked at that document, and
Mhm.
then if there needs to be any amendments, we would have those amendments made.
Which is
After-
all-
After any amendments, can you submit that? Can you,
We'll look into it,
a
we can do
copy,
that.
please?
Yes, sure,
Okay.
absolutely.
Provide
would
that to
help,
you.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, if there's nothing else, we need to continue this public hearing. When is the next meeting?
The 14th.
November 14th?
I got wetlands and this the same night.
Yeah, you and me both.
One room to the other.
Yeah.
Okay,
Done that before.
uh-huh,
So, thank you very
Thank you.
much.
we'll close this.
Thank Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Unfinished business, re-subdivision, Willow Creek Estates, PDD number 19, lot 8, 9, 10, 11, currently one parcel. We'll move to the, right, since you continued public hearing, we'll move it to
Right, the next agenda,
November 14th,
Mhm.
7 PM, room 205. November 14th? Okay,
Thank you.
guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Night.
All right. Under new business, so I have to reseat myself and unseat Kim, thank you. Let's see. Under new business subdivision, North Point Ridge, 75 Bucks Hill Road, map 33, block 23, lot 12A. We're just receiving this only this evening since we just got it, was it late yesterday? I think it was, yeah. Okay. Right, is that good? Okay. Number 2, special exception application, Alaska Company, 586 Main Street South. Change of building space use for retail service to retail store.
That's the one that came yesterday. But yeah,
So-
still,
So we
still
don't
just receiving this one. We're receiving both of them. This just came like
Yeah,
a few days prior.
all right. Number 3, site plan modification, Chatfields, 190 Main Street South, solar roof panels, discussion and decision for tonight. Do we have anyone here for that?
It appears that CSW is not in attendance today. Eric Oberg was the one I've been corresponding with regarding this application. Subsequently, he just got the ball rolling with Health Department approval for this application. So they don't have Health Department approval as of right now. So I would not recommend rendering a decision.
Move that to November 14th again? Okay.
Okay, so we'll move that Chatfields 190 Main Street South solar panels to the November 14th schedule, 7 o'clock, room 205. Under other business, 8-24, Board of Selectmen referral, request to donate property. Schaefer, right? Wentonog Trail map, 20A block, /block 10 lots 28 through 32. Block 10 lots 28 through 32, sorry.
Mhm.
Anyone have any comments on that? Did everyone have a chance to take a peek at it?
No, if you didn't, I can provide a synopsis. I'd be happy to. Went to the site.
That'd be great.
It's one of the Berkshire properties. Reading through previous 824 referrals regarding Berkshire properties, it appears that this commission's overall census was accumulate as much of those properties as we can to get an overall idea of what we can do with them in the future. Because frankly, they're not doing anything for anyone. This has been in ownership by this family for over 100 years. And, you know, it's a beautiful wooded lot. I took a visit myself. It was hard to access. Anyone accessing it in the future will have difficulty, but maybe we can get a trail out of it one day, or a park or something along those lines in the future.
Does it abut anything else that is useful?
I'm sorry?
Does it abut any other properties of this?
No, there's a couple Southbury town-owned properties as it relates, if you look at the,
But abutting?
yeah, there's a couple town-owned properties that, well, one, frankly, but paper roads
Okay,
separate the rest.
okay, that's what we look for,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyone have any comments on it, anything at all? I don't see any problem with it. Great. So I'll make a motion for a positive recommendation back to the Board of Selectmen.
Wonderful.
We usually put a codicil on the motion that also, that there's no dumping or trash or hazardous waste.
Yeah, and that's always my purpose for the site visits, is to kind of assess that. I get a view of the property for that perspective, but dumping and trash and, you know, environmental issues are first and foremost on my mind when I'm out.
And
in
it
these
looked good?
sites. Oh, it was
Okay.
perfectly wooded,
Yeah,
yeah.
so that's noted in the record, that we'll keep our eye on that. Okay,
Wonderful,
sounds
yeah.
good. So seconded by Robin, any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? passed the positive referral back to the board. Let's see, members' reports, Affordable Housing Subcommittee. We don't have anybody here for that tonight, do we? Oh, Ron.
I'm on it, but
Ron.
our meeting is tomorrow,
Oh, okay.
so be kind of hard to come up with a report today before the meeting.
We
Agenda?
do have a
I
guest
have the
speaker
agenda.
tomorrow.
Yeah, we have the,
Chuck Liddy
Liddy.
So
is
Sustainable South Bear.
gonna be at the meeting to speak.
Excellent, okay. Open to the
That's
public,
really it.
too?
Of course, it's open to the public.
What's his purview? What will he address? Chuck Liddy, what will he address? What's his purpose?
Off the top of my head, I don't know. All it says is he's going to be there.
Mr. Liddy is very well-known in the sustainability
Yeah, I know
field.
that, but
So
And Sustainable Southbury.
he's an incredible mind as
Yeah,
far
he
as,
built an incredible
He really did.
sustainable house. He was
Mhm.
my neighbor, and he built a
no
house.
kidding.
Yeah.
I had
on
to
the
take
other
a
side
couple
of town.
visits to it. It's a marvel. It really
He
is.
invited us to come see it.
Really?
We haven't been there yet, yeah.
Yeah, it's an engineering marvel. It's a zero energy usage home.
Really?
So water rain capture, reusage, passive solar, everything. It's
He's a fascinating guy.
it's really cool. It's really cool what he did. The whole lot is clover and wildflowers. So he never mows it. Wildflowers come up every year. He brush hogs it as he needs, and it's quite an environment he built out there. It's beautiful.
my only question would be, because I've talked to the gentleman a couple of times,
Mhm.
is what is his connection to affordable housing?
Well, recently, the Board of Selectmen did put the subcommittee up for the committee to be for the silver portion of the Sustainable Southbury, and they approved that, the board did.
Yeah,
So
that's-
that, your group will now be that organization for that.
That's energy.
Yeah, for Sustainable Southbury, so that's probably why he's coming to say hi to everybody. Because that was one piece of the missing puzzle that they finished up.
Okay.
The two should definitely coincide.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
in the future.
Affordable housing and energy.
And sustainability.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
sustainability, for
completely.
sure.
Conservation,
Yep.
sustainability,
Anything built now in Southbury, right?
Yeah.
precisely.
So I think it'll be a good, mix with that, and then
I'll
bring
be
it back.
there.
Everything to the commission, I think it'll be fine, it'll work out well.
6 o'clock tomorrow.
All right, perfect, thanks, Ron. Let's see, anyone else? Let's see, meeting minutes, September the 19th. Let's see, who was not here? Larry, Jason, and Kimberly are all absent, so you guys can't vote on the minutes. Remaining folks, any changes, any additions, anything you see that's not what we had? It looked pretty good to me.
Fine.
Yep.
Yep.
Motion to accept as presented,
Second.
approve as presented.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Minutes passed. Any correspondence? The DEP memo, support of Southbury Land Trust purchase of Silver Beach property. Do we have that, Doug? Or Jason, do we have that? That letter?
Copy
The letter? The Silver Beach letter?
I think we all had it by email, if I can remember right.
I don't have, do you have a copy, Doug?
Think.
I apologize.
If I can remember it, I thought we did.
The Southbury Land Trust had to go in a mad dash to essentially get its ducks in a row in order to be able to purchase this, what they call a key parcel, to connect two very substantial pieces of land trust property.
It really was a difficult build, if anyone wanted to build there also, because of the Silver
Topography.
Beach had to have the feasibility of a through road, which you need on a cul-de-sac.
Yep.
So many lots. And so this is,
And
solves that problem also.
I saw the plans for it, and they did manage, even with the setbacks from
Right.
the road that was technically on the map for that house, and they managed to put it in a place that would have feasibly worked. They got in the wetlands approval for the driveway crossing for the brook on that property, but the land trust did I think, a fantastic job in acquiring this parcel.
Does everyone have a copy of this? All right, this was, I thought it was emailed out. Deb, didn't you email this to us? I could have swore we saw this. Yes? Yeah, I think so too. It was a couple of weeks ago, if I can remember right.
Correct, it was Deb, not me.
We'll re-email it to everyone, just to make sure. but it is kind of cool. Check it out. And that we're just kind of going through it tonight. That's it. We don't have to do and take any action on it.
Correct.
Right, okay, great. Any other business brought before the commission?
I attended the NVCOG Regional Planning Commission meeting on October 3rd. I couldn't stay for the entire meeting. It was a very long meeting because they're thinking about reorganizing and removing the Regional Planning Commission. It's the last cog in Connecticut that actually has a Regional Planning Commission still. So they're thinking about going to a different format, and that's still up in the air. The discussion is pretty well captured in the minutes, the draft minutes, which I forwarded to Deb. So if you wanted to catch up on it, you can see that. So, other than that, I wasn't able to stay around for the roundtable, but I did have them include the link to the letter that we sent to the Board of Selectmen into the minutes.
Which letter?
The letter about the Middlebury Distribution Center.
I saw that, yeah.
Thank you.
So we'll get a copy somehow, email of the minutes.
Yeah, I send it to Deb. When I get the final minutes, I can also send them if you would like that.
They get attached to our minutes,
Our minutes, yep,
so everybody gets to see them.
Okay, thank you. That was it.
Thank you.
excellent, thank you. All right, let's see, I have to add this under other business, just, I don't need a vote to do it, but it's the calendar for next year. We'll have it sent out to everybody. I signed off on it already, so we have August off next year, and so January 16th to 20th. It's pretty much the second to third week of, actually, not every month. But we'll get it out to everybody. Sound good?
The question, are we getting a new member? Has Larry resigned?
Yeah, might as well bring that up where we're at. I didn't really tell everyone that. So Larry resigned because it's of family issues. So we can't officially have him off the commission till after the election because the date to pull someone off the ticket, we missed it by a couple of days. So he's still on the ticket to be voted on. So once the election's over and if everybody wins, whatever it may be, and everyone's reposted. If not, then it's not a concern. But if so, then at that point, we'll submit the resignation letter again to the Board of Selectmen, and then he'll be off, and then we have to fill his seat. Okay? So if anyone knows anybody good from that side, we'll get that done. All right?
Great.
Anything else? Anybody? Nothing? That was a quick meeting. Just kidding. Lights would have been out. You're like, what the heck? All right, motion to adjourn? Second it? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're adjourned.
Good job.
Thank you all.